comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeers pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. He's got a bag that's filled with toys for boys and girls again. Hear those sleigh bells jingle, jangle, oh, what a beautiful sight. So jump in bed and cover your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Good evening, SRA Nation and race fans, to Division 2, Season 5, Round 6 at a very wet Barcelona. I'm joined by two units tonight, the likes of Dom Duran and Evan Kim. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hello, hello.
What is going on, party people?
Party people, emphasis on the party because driving in the wet is always a difficult bout for our drivers. However, I'm feeling pretty confident that they're going to have a good time tonight. How was your experience driving in the wet last night, Evan?
I had a great time. I actually caused an incident on lap 1, which I'm very ashamed of. The traffic and braking in the wet definitely caught me off guard, and I apologize to Mr. Chris Stefyuk for that one.
Oof.
Beyond that, after we recovered and got going again, the race was really great. I was battling Majid for like 20 minutes straight, all the way to the last lap. And yeah, once I got my feet under me and kind of figured out the limits, it was really fun driving right on his bumper.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And then Dom was so fast that he literally broke the game and just disconnected. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, after... Yeah, it only took 7 minutes, and I just drove off into heaven. And, you know,
You ascended.
I cried myself to sleep and dreamt about wet racing all night.
So you had wet dreams?
You could say that.
Oh, goodness. Patches O'Houlihan in the chat saying blessings. We have Douglas Mitchell 2 nights in a row. That is true. I did not race yesterday, and I commentated D1, and now showing the same love for D2. Really excited to bring you guys some awesome content tonight. Let's take a gander at the track that we are going to be visiting this evening. Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. We're looking at 16 turns of pure F1 bliss. Drivers are going to find themselves, especially in these wet conditions. This is a wide circuit. There's a lot of room to play, plenty of opportunities to go side by side, and really expose drivers that are not going to take the dry line, which is pretty cool. Sound balance is a bit off. Duran is quieter. All right, you know what that means, Duran. We got to turn you up a little bit.
Start screaming.
So, all right, Duran, go ahead and do that now.
Scream?
Don't scream, but you could definitely turn. You can definitely afford to turn yourself up. I have you up at 167% now. So.
Long live Plan E Racing. Test.
That's disgusting. All right. There we go. So back to what I was saying. Our beloved track here. Sector 1, in my opinion, is relatively easy. Just it's all about lining up the turns correctly, and it should be pretty naturally flowing for you. Sector 2 is a little difficult. Some heavy braking zones with some cambered turns, curbing, definitely throwing a wrench in things. And then you get to Sector 3. And Sector 3 is brutal. In my opinion, turns 14 and 15, the chicane there is the worst sequence of turns in ACC, and that is saying something because there's a lot of sections of ACC that I have this immense amount of disdain towards. So taking the crown is that chicane, and then you do it all over again. Evan, what's your opinion on this track?
I actually kind of enjoyed the chicane. I think it's
what?
It's a real test of maximizing your minimum speed through there, and You got to play real close to those curbs. I think it's a pretty fun challenge, actually. My least favorite parts are the hairpin turn 10, and right after that, turn 12, that right-hander. I do not know where you're supposed to get on the throttle there. I try to go early, and it doesn't work, and when I try to go later, everybody just pulls away. So I'm doing something wrong there. I don't like that turn. Other than that, this track is one of my favorites. Like you said earlier, it's nice and wide and makes for really good racing. You can go door to door with people and still make it work. Try to send it around the outside in a couple spots. So I really like this track. It is one of my favorites.
Good deal. So speaking of the track, we have some drivers experiencing qualifying on said track right now. So let's take a peek at them. All right, so our qualifying is 20 minutes long, and it's broken into the silver and the gold split. Evan, I'm looking at your menu. Have you joined the server yet?
Yeah, I'm in. What happened here?
When I look at your screen, it's looking like just there it goes. Okay, we're figuring some stuff out tonight. Yeah, we're figuring stuff out tonight. But
okay, that's very strange.
Yeah, but hey, we're not professionals. We just do this for funsies. It's back at the menu again. That's really bizarre. All right, let me try this again.
Let me do something here.
Yeah. We'll hide the pip until he figures it out, shall we? That sounds good. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, Purple 7 says he might be tabbed out when that happens. Maybe. I'm not necessarily certain what's going on. That's probably the case. But as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, was that 20 minutes of qualifying bliss, and silver gets the first 10 minutes, gold gets the second 10 minutes. And so silver's already done. Duran, can you give us a recap of how the qualifying tiers are going right now? Who are the top 5 as we stand right now?
We're looking at Diego Navarro, P1 for Planty Racing on provisional pole. That is Doug Lee in his BMW P2, Dan Cran and Lud Flores P3 and 4 in the Lexus. That's kind of a surprising one. I like that though. That's pretty spicy. And then Mr. I believe Steven Smalley in P5 in his Honda. And those guys are separated by half a second. So those are the top of the silver split right now.
Yeah, the Lexus boys in 3 and 4. Not a bad place to be. And then there's a Lexus in 6th also. I mean, what's not to like? But as you did mention, there is a Ferrari at the top of the leaderboard at the moment. But speaking of Ferraris, we're on board with Jason Allen. Currently just driving around Sector 3. I want to put some pressure on him because he was joking about commentator's curse. So let's ride on board for Mr. Jason Allen for a lap. Duran, you want to talk to us about how he navigates this F1 circuit?
Sure. We're in the wet. We're braking at like 130. Getting the car slowed down into second gear, trying to hug the curb on the right. You can use that, and then getting all up on the curb on the left. And then either second or third gear through here, trying to hug it tighter than Jason currently is. We don't teach this kind of driving at Plan E, but we will excuse it for this lap. On the run down to turn 5, braking hard in the middle of those 2 last white lines, and then trying to hug this one. Also is tight, but you could also V this, and it would work just the same. In a third gear, and then possibly into 4th, maybe not in the wet. Braking hard. You could also probably V this turn in this left-hander. And then down the hill towards the uphill left-hander. Braking about 10 meters earlier than usual. Probably not getting on that curb.
Big yikes there.
And not using the sand if possible. Brake in here, because usually you can just lift, but you got to brake, otherwise you'll just understeer the wide. And then get over to the right for the worst turn on the track, the hairpin. Brake hard in a straight line and try to get the car rotated, but it takes forever and a day to rotate there. And then a very bumpy section for the Ferrari here. You got to get it slowed, hug to the right, be patient with the throttle. If you are going to use the throttle, make sure you're only using it for rotation. And then on a short run down to the last little section of turns here, trying to keep it tight, braking early here. No time to be gained by braking late. And Jason does keep it tight through there, and should keep it flat through the last turn. And we're on the run down to start-finish line. And where does that put him? Well, I think it was an invalid lap.
No, it was valid. It was just 0.4 slower than his best. So in fairness, he found himself in P5 before he started that. Now P6. So that was a little bit of a sloppy lap, but all I'm going to say about that one, Duran, is that you can V my turn any night of the week. Okay. Nothing?
Accept.
Nothing?
I accept.
That was the delay. Had me feeling some type of way, bro.
I had to think about it.
All right, let's stop giving Jason Allen so much love, and let's go find another driver who, a different Allen variety, the Russell Allen, also of Plan E Coca-Cola, finds himself in P2.
You know, the Ferrari is good in the wet, and it's good at Barcelona. I hesitate to say it's the best at Barcelona, but in the wet, it might just be.
That and the Honda are what I hear on the streets are two competent vehicles around here. And then, ooh, good to see here, Kevin Kovac. He's been practicing quite a bit over the past couple weeks, and finds his Porsche in P1 for the time being, and still finding time on his best lap, which is 0.4 better than P2.
Wow.
Talk about a statement.
Into the 52s. Man is sending a message.
That's a fast lap.
It's a little spin for Russell Allen there. That ruins his lap.
That was just for style points.
Hopefully he stays out there because he's the only one. Oh, I guess, you know, Kevin's 0.4 clear of P2, but there is only 0.2 between P2 through P5, so might see a little bit shaken up there.
Now we're riding on board with Austin Gardner in this kickin' asphalt Lexus. This thing sounds so good. That's why I always insist on doing it on board with the Lexus. Was 0.6 up. Now after the horrible chicane that I mentioned earlier as my least favorite section of ACC, loses a few tenths and comes across the start-finish line with a 0.3 improvement, enough to gain to P6. And good evening, Nacho Donkey 19. Welcome to the stream. We have missed all of you for the past 2 weeks. We are loving the idea of being back and watching our beloved drivers duke it out. And having a wet race is going to be a nice challenge. Drivers had plenty of time to practice in these conditions while away.
Yeah, this is an interesting one to come back to. It's not I mean, it's Barcelona. It's a track we all know, but it is in the wet, so it adds that little extra factor. We've all been away. Maybe some of us haven't practiced too much, so
I know I haven't.
We'll really see who's had the time to put in the work.
Wonder sponsoring, highlighting their message with some channel points. So love to see the usage of that. Sponsored by Bendy Brew is D2 Racing. I don't know about that. Right now I'm not seeing too much Bendy Brew driving in the top 10. So maybe some cause for concern there. I see Doug Lee. I think Doug Lee is the only representative, yep, in P8 of the Bendy Brew boys. So lots of work to be done there. I want to point out, speaking of another Bendy Brew driver of Ghost Rider Racing, Carl Fredrickson, P15 right now, but 0.7 of improvement as he encroaches the final death chicane here.
Holy.
Loses 0.2, but still 5.5 of improvement.
Oh, that puts him P7? Did I just jinx it?
No, it's still valid. That goes from 15th to 5th. Nice job. And that was the final lap of qualifying for him, because as you can see at the top, we're 0 seconds on the board. Who else has the beans, as we're looking at a what was a tree, I think, as John Crown of Champion Motorsports rounding Sector 2 with 0.5 of improvement. Is this just drivers getting a feel for the track, or is the track getting drier to manage these times? What do you think?
Maybe a little bit of both. Definitely as time progresses, the dry line is getting drier and drier, but it does take a little bit to warm up to the conditions, especially in the wet. You don't really know what you're getting when you get out there those first few laps. Kind of got to feel it out for a little bit.
No kidding. Well, it looks like Russell Allen is the last driver that's going to be passing the start-finish line, but his lap is not one to write home about. But John Crown goes from 11th to 10th. Nice job on the last viable lap of the session. That brings us to a brief intermission while our drivers go from their qualifying setups to their race trim. It wouldn't be SRA without a questionable weather decision. But it's saying that there are wet. So, boys, what are we looking at for race conditions right now? What's the weather looking like?
Moist. And it's only going to get moister.
Moister.
And then it's going to get less moist.
Gross. Well,
I think I put on my captain's hat, like my captain's boat hat today and yesterday, in hopes of getting a little bit of wet weather, and it looks like it's paid off. Lord knows SRA needs it.
You did something right. Well, let's take a look at some of these liveries. Only a couple more weeks before these liveries become irrelevant because our season will be over. Next season's theme, well, there is no theme. People can go back to being as super creative as they want to be. But I do love some of these D2 liveries. They are very bright and very eccentric. But now it seems like some of our holiday liveries are a little bit out of place now that the holidays are behind us. But I think our drivers don't mind. Is there anyone that stands out as a particular favorite?
Talking liveries, or are we talking race results?
Let's talk both. We got 58 seconds.
The 4th of July liveries.
Gotta love those.
I do actually love those. Those are sick.
Talking about these Mercedes right here, eh?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
We are just about as far from 4th of July as we could possibly be right now, but it doesn't matter.
That's Apex Hunters, man. They're supporting their independence. I like this ZDR Zero Delta Racing boys Mercedes personally. Yeah. And now you can hear it. The drivers are starting up their cars, and we are going to be finishing up the outlap, and then we have a race on our hands. So you hinted at it, Evan. Who are you thinking is gonna have a good race result tonight?
I mean, if qualifying's anything to go off of, Kovac was a missile out there, and he's starting on pole. He's just got to get off to a hot start and build the gap quick. Being hunted down by a lot of red Ferraris up there, Russell Allen, Jason Allen, and Diego Navarro. I think those three being in the top 5 with all being in a voice chat together for communication. They might be able to work a little magic and kick Kovac off the top spot, but we'll have to see. I got confidence in Kevin, though. Kevin Kovac, he's pretty fast, and I bet you he's a real stoked to be up there. He's just got to keep it cool and do his thing. He's more than capable of taking a win tonight.
Yeah, we have to see and make sure these Ferraris don't stumble all over each other. There's a lot of Coca-Cola bottles up at the front. They could be quite fragile, but we'll see. I want to bring attention to the message from Coco Woo Woo saying, shame about Ken Block. I agree. Ken Block, rest in peace, my guy. Absolutely immensely influential to the worlds of motorsport and this culture as a whole. And I'd love to do a moment of silence with you guys to honor someone who's really important to this culture. So let's give a few moments out of some respect there. Thanks for that. Yeah, tragic what happened to him, but I think that it goes without saying that Ken Block lived life to the fullest, and I would love to further emphasize that everyone should try and emulate what he did. Every day was utter bliss for him, so let's try and transcend that amongst all of us here. So, back on a more positive note, lighthearted note, let's talk about some of our beloved sponsors in the league here. You see we have quite a few names, and the list is growing almost weekly, it seems, where we have partnerships left and right. Some are in the works, some are already ready to go, and we can talk about them. So you see the logo on the top right, Retro Saga, that is vintage video game memorabilia. You can get some awesome content for all your video game culture needs at retrosaga.ca. So that's a great place to go shop. If you didn't get a good gift from the missus or from your family for the holidays, gift yourself something nice from retrosaga.ca. And then we have Armamentario. Duran, you use Armamentario, right?
I do frequently. It's much easier on the eyes, and personally, I think it's, even though it pulls telemetry data from ACC, I think it organizes it much better. So I'd highly recommend for anyone to use it.
So for those that aren't aware, and much love to McCroat for the Prime sub. Love ya, brother. Thanks for that. Armamentario is a utility that software that provides ACC details on your HUD for you. That's completely customizable and allows you to take in all the extra data like tire, brake, and all that stuff. So with that, we are underway with SRA. We have the cars 2x2 in sequence going down the long main straight, and people are already trying to make some decisions on what positions they want to assume for turn one. And Kevin has the inside line. Let's see what happens. The two Ferraris come together, already causing a scene for each other. There's another third Ferrari spun in the first corner sequence there. It's carnage back there. Not what you want to see if you're a Plan E Racing fan. Kevin does lose the position to Wagner. Wagner looks to have better traction out of the racing gates here. We have to go back and see what the rest of the grid looks like. Everyone is just following into position here. But needless to say, the Ferrari of Navarro stuck at the back, hemorrhaging positions as the rest of this grid tries to fall in line with one another. Right now, Wagner commanding P1 with Kovac, Allen, Jason Allen, and Russell Allen following behind. The rest of the grid is falling into one-by-one sequence here. No one really trying to make a move this early on in the race, just trying to get a feel for each other. But as you can see, the whole grid is still in one giant pack. Oh, we do have a moment.
Boy, it's like Curtis Lee just got loose on the brakes there and spun the car, collected Poliak with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to take a look back 15 seconds. Yeah, just try to keep her out of the back, and unfortunately that does collect another car behind also. Yeah, that is unfortunate. But
We have a big moment in the middle of the field.
oh, several cars.
Oh, yo.
Oh, both
one.
Apex Hunters in the mix here, taken apart. Evan, what are we looking at?
Oh no, AMG gets spun in the hairpin, and just the speed of everybody coming through there just couldn't react, and picks up both of the Apex Hunters cars. Those
You hate to see it.
4th of July Mercedes AMGs we saw earlier, both getting collected there.
Yeah, Matt Morrison also having a moment independently, and it looked like separately John Crown also had a moment, hemorrhaging some positions. So a lot of people losing places early in the race here. Going back, oh no, as soon as I was about to go check into our leaders, Jason Allen finds himself in the wall 15 seconds back.
What have they done to my boy?
Plenty Racing is taking the F tonight, I'm telling you. Oh, he almost takes out his teammate and elects to take himself out instead. Oh my goodness. Oh man, you hate to see that. Jason Allen falling back in line with clearly front end damage as his car continues to slide around. Oh my goodness, this is hard to watch. But slots back in at 15th. Right now, Coach Jeffries is in P9 representing the boys of the Badman's conglomerate and finds himself with the fastest lap of the race right now. Not too shabby. Keep on keeping on, my guy. As he's attacking Michi of P8 here. But, you guys, can we talk about for a second what I'm looking at right now? I mean, it's ridiculous, but the gap between 1 and 2, Wagner and Kovac are right next to each other. And then there's a 4-second gap already after 2 laps between P3 and P4. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that mayhem in at turn 1, turn 2 complex just shook up the field. All those guys behind just had to slow it way down to make their way around the Navarro there, parking sideways on the track. A couple of guys playing bumper cars there with the accordion effect and let these leaders just run away. Yeah, that 4 or 5 second gap, that's going to be hard to close up and get the pressure back on Kovac there in P2. Well, it's just a 2-man show up at the front right now, Wagner and Kovac.
That's how it's looking. And a little bit further back, we're looking at Russell Allen, who's trying to hold down P3, but is leading a very long train from P3 all the way back to P15. As you see, Russell Allen does lose a position to Dan Cran.
What happened here?
More Plan E.
More madness.
They took each other out!
No! This is cursed.
Oh, no way. I have to see it.
No.
I have to see it. Oh my
What
goodness.
are we doing, guys?
What happened to my boy? Navarro plows Allen on the big screen. And then DJ Watts just tries to find his way through. Jason Allen having the worst race of his career. Oh my, it's carnage out here. Carnage.
Man, I thought all those guys being together would be an advantage, but it seems like that's more of a curse. They just can't drive next to each other.
I said when we started, as Russell Allen manages to get P3 back from Cran, that I don't know if it's a good thing that all these Coca-Cola Ferraris are together, and it's proven to be the case. Big yikes. Big yikes. As the Plan E owner, how are you feeling about this?
I mean, you know, I started next to my teammate last night, and it went well for 7 minutes, and then I found God, sooner than expected. So I think we are cursed. I'm just gonna blame it on that. It's not a skill issue. Not a skill issue at all. We're just, they have it out for us. I don't know who they is, but they do.
You're not wrong. Well, Coach almost said that the Badmans would never do that sort of thing. So I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Coach Romo's got his head on straight. I was looking at Russell Allen, but his car was lagging quite a bit, so I'm going to stay away from it. It's kind of scary to watch his car slide perpendicular to the track sometimes. But we're going to go back a little bit further to P10 of Taylor Molyneux. Currently holding off a whole sequence of cars here. Michael Jeffries, Austin Gardner, Carl Fredrickson, Smalley, and then the train ends with Paul A. Hartman. So quite a big pack here. As we see Michael Jeffries putting some crazy... Oh my goodness!
Oh, no.
More carnage!
Yeah.
More carnage. We're going 15 seconds back. We were just looking at this train, and Austin Gardner and Carl Fredrickson come together. Oh, totally loses the car, and he just plows the Lexus by sliding through the apex. Oh my goodness.
And breaking downhill there and catching that curb on the right, that is going to happen every single time. And wow, he came in like a, 15, 16 pound bowling ball. As we see another incident here for Robbie Toddy, similar to what we saw earlier in that same exact spot, just losing the rear end with the brakes. It's a disaster for so many drivers already, and we're just getting started. We're not even 10 minutes in.
He came in like a wrecking ball. Miley Cyrus would be proud.
For Gardner again? What happened again?
Further up, Flores and Michi also yellow flags. Flores.
Oh, he caught that little dip on the left, and it just kept going left.
Oh no. Michi, the BMW, takes out Flores, the Lexus, and Flores is able to get back underway quickly, but loses the position and now is under duress from Bailey Kish. Oh man. Actually, that is Bailey Kish in front. Taylor Molyneux is behind, followed by Michael Jeffries. This race is crazy.
From P3 down, it sure is.
That is true. P1, Nick Wagner, and Kevin Kovac are just a second apart, and they're driving away from this pack. And then you have at the very back, Navarro pitting. It's not the pit window, so that's not a good sign. Not a good sign whatsoever. Car must be in real bad shape for that to be happening. Big yikes. We're on board with Eric Boardman here, attacking Doug Lee in P5, and this is also the start of a big train you're going to see here. There's some crazy spray coming off these cars because there's still a considerable amount of water on track, and they're driving close for comfort. As Flores collects another yellow flag, big moment also. The damage from the previous incident definitely coming back to haunt them. Patches O'Houlihan saying that they are way more cautious and courteous in D5. I couldn't agree more. D5 and D6 racing, in my opinion, is the best racing. As Boardman does get past Doug Lee, because Doug Lee has a huge snap of oversteer, but he's not going away. He's right up his rear end. But yeah, the spray is insane.
Yeah, definitely more water on track now than in qualifying, for sure.
And it's going to be getting heavier in the next 10 minutes is what it's telling us in the widget in the top right. Oh man, Doug Lee almost just took out Boardman. That was about as close as it gets without an incident. My goodness. All that being said, though, there have been a handful of incidents already in the brief time we've been racing, but the racing is very close in D2, so the margins of error are super tight. I mean, you guys look, P23 back. The average gap between the next 10 cars is 0.3. I'm not exaggerating. They're all over each other.
Yeah, that train is kind of nuts.
Look at them all.
I don't know how they're not murdering each other right now.
I know. Look at them all.
That's good racing there.
I'm waiting for the camera to show it some love.
Oh, nice. Beautiful procession.
It looks like Felipe Botella is having a hard time losing 3 positions in that train we were literally just talking about. And back at the front of it, you're going to see all of these cars in sequence here. As we flow around this corner, you're going to see them all in a nice train. Alright, you guys have an immense amount of channel points. Start using them to call out who you want to see on track. Highlight your messages if you want us to read it out loud. Let us know who you want to show some love to. Jason Allen falling 2 more positions, down to P29 now. Tom Duran wants to know which manufacturer is the spin out next. That's actually pretty clever. I like that, actually. Duran, do you have admin rights for our stream?
Admin rights for the stream?
Yeah, where you can...
I do not.
Someone
That's
in
why
chat.
I'm suggesting.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Yes, I'm guessing Eric of Trackalicious. It is
that
the...
is Trackalicious Eric.
The Dom Duran in the booth. You know it. As we see an absolutely incredible move from Gardner to get past Petrovic. And Flo is just under duress from this huge train. As you see Petrovic still attacking Gardner. They are side by side. There's no way this is going to end well. There's no way. Oh, he's going to tuck back in.
Oh, Madness up in the top 10. Michi finds himself sideways. What happened here?
I should have guessed BMW.
Yes, you should have. Trackless just Eric saying he misses you, buddy. Oh, there's some love in the chat for Dom Duran. That's nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh,
I gotta make a Trackalicious comeback.
Michi hemorrhaging positions. That's at least 20 positions he's down. Oh, no.
I did a 15-second replay, and Michi is still off the track. Just now rejoining. He lost
The entire
like
field.
20 positions
Yep.
there.
Yep. The entire grid, basically. He was in top 10, now firmly in second to last place. Only because Navarro pitted already. Big
That's
yikes.
a tough spot to be.
Big yikes. Bailey Kish able to build a little gap over Michael Jeffries. Michael Jeffries does get the move down on Taylor Molyneux. Let's take a look back on the move here. Brave on the brakes. 2 Badman AMR, and then you have all the Ghost Rider racing cars here. Nice job. Technically in the same conglomerate, but we always encourage good racing on track. Smalley able to get past Eric Boardman. This is some tight racing here.
Looks like Boardman's got a good run on him out of the last turn. Not the last turn, not my apologies. But not quite. Okay. Different grips on different lines.
This Honda's getting squirrely, and that's going to allow the likes of the AMR to sneak up the inside, but then they touch, and then he goes, no! Boardman has the door slammed shut, and then he gets ejecto-cedo cuz off track. And that allows Molyneux and Jeffries to get away. As we see another sliding car, this is madness! Oh no, Smalley! After collecting Boardman, Carnage and Karma comes full swing, and he elects to take himself out, losing 6 positions. And then Flores up ahead, also spinning out. Oh my goodness.
No.
Absolute carnage! He teleported the pit, bro. He teleported. Game over, man. Game over. Trekless is big oof. You hate to see it. Those emojis, top tier. Top tier. Oh my goodness. I don't even have words to describe what just happened. It was literally Karma came in and just had her way with him. Bad news. Well, we're on board with Bailey Kish now, and currently in P6. We're not visiting the top 5 because they're not racing each other, ladies and gentlemen. They're all firmly spread apart now at this point. You can even see on the track map on the right. They're just kind of dots all spread apart. Kovac has assumed the lead, though. That's important to note. Nick Wagner has the fastest lap, but has fallen to P2. So we missed that amongst the carnage, but good on him there. Oh my goodness. I gotta take a cigarette break after this. Dan Cranon P5.
He's dropping fast. He dropped from P3.
Yeah, he lost 5 positions from P3 to P8. Has regained control of the car. And actually him being off has brought some other drivers a little bit closer to where they wanted to be. Michael Jeffries is still attacking Bailey Kish. And then Taylor Molyneux is right behind. I'm almost certain that Bailey Kish and Taylor are teammates. So Jeffries finds himself in an Audi Ghost Rider Racing sandwich. Trackless is Eric saying that this racing is not the same precision and patience we saw from the Mr. Evan Kim yesterday. The Kim Cam was lit yesterday. It was showing us what true driving prowess looks like.
As long as you didn't see my lap 1 incident, I pray to God. The finish of the race was great. A great showing from me. Lap 1 was absolutely not.
The Kim Cam giveth and the taketh away.
Oh, I respect the compliment, but it's only half-hearted in my books.
Half-earned. Full-hearted.
Half-earned.
Half-earned.
Yeah, that's right. Half-earned. Full-hearted half earned.
What am I looking at right now?
Oh, murder. Wait, no.
Oh, whoa.
The server just did something crazy. Yellow flags all up and down my scoring sheet. Cars looked to careen into the wall, and then they all just started driving normally again. That was bizarre. Tell me you guys saw that.
Oh, yeah.
That scared me. I was like, what's pandemonium? Okay, we're back. We're back. Let's go a little bit further back. We're over the wing of Ron Flo here, down the straight here. He has 3 cars in tow. Polyak, Fredrickson, and DJ Watts fighting for P20.
DJ Watts.
I just did that one day and it just stuck, and I kind of like it. Yes, Eric, ACC servers just doing what they do best. Yeah, Fazly, I couldn't agree more. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot of weird stuff. A lot of weird stuff. Where did the Plan E drivers end up? In the bin. That's what they're...
Scrolling, and I'm not finding any of them.
Yeah, Jason Allen is in P27. The rest have Russell Allen P3.
Russell Allen is in P3.
But Navarro's not in this race anymore. And neither is Smalley. Smalley just left also. So 2 of our drivers that had the worst result have subsequently left the race. As we just saw Polyak able to get the move done on Ron Flo. And now Ron Flo has to be worried about whether or not he's going to lose a position to Fredrickson in the BMW behind. Fazly, I didn't race last night because I wanted to give the rest of the drivers in SRA D1 the chance to win. Okay. Ryan Yee asked me politely in a DM. He said, "Hey Douglas, can you please sit this one out? I want to win." And I said, "Okay."
Is that what happened?
Yes. In addition to that, Jess Osborne, who normally streams D1, was not available because he's traveling. So I picked up the torch. As we saw Fredrickson go deep and DJ Watts able to get by. Oh, more carnage.
Not another one.
More carnage. We're going 15 seconds back on your picture-in-picture. He is back on the road, but what are we looking at now?
Oh, just a little punter from the Lexus behind coming in the chicane, and Petrovic recovers, but he is in last place now with a gap to make up to the boys ahead again.
Oh boy, you guys, there's a lot on the line. Fazly's saying that he's going to cancel all of his various avenues of support for SRA if I don't atone for my lies. Real talk, I didn't race last night because...
Hartman yellow flag.
Oh. I see that, Hartman, no bueno. Oh, you already got in the picture-in-picture. You're an absolute machine.
In that same spot, I'm telling you, 100 times out of 90 times, you were spinning the car if you touch that curb on the brakes. So Hartman thankfully doesn't lose too many spots there. Falls down to P11, so not terrible there, but I guess this field, who hasn't been in an incident?
Kevin Kovac and Nick Wagner. That's literally it. Everyone else has been...
The entire field is so far behind.
Evan, put it on the calendar. We need a D2 joint therapy session after this one, because there's going to be a lot of animosity. A lot of... No, JK. Everyone treats each other with respect, but they're going to need to hold hands and sing Kumbaya after the brutal conditions that they're racing in right now.
I don't even think they're going to be mad at each other. They're all just going to be mad at themselves. A lot of this is just self-inflicted.
You're not wrong. Patch is asking for a Coach Jeffries prediction from the booth. Well, he is right in view right now of Bailey Kish's bumper. My prediction, as Bailey Kish got past him now, I think that Michael Jeffries finishes ahead of both Molyneux and Kish because of his ability to consistently deliver. And I think that Kish is going to make the Audi... The Audi's difficult to drive in the wet. I think they are going to make a collection of little mistakes, and it's going to allow Jeffries to get past in the pit window. As long as he can keep Dan Cran out of his rear bumper, because that is looking that's looking pretty scary right about now.
Yeah, Dan Cran all all over the back of him. He's looking to the inside, looking to the outside. He's trying to switch up his lines. He's doing everything he can, but
You're not wrong. And Fazley, yeah, Dan Cran is running the SRA livery. It looks pretty good. He's running it on the Lexus, as you can see here mid-shot. That's the official SRA livery with all of our sponsors and whatnot plastered all over it. Much love to Fazley for designing that for us. Let's go back and look at a different little triplet battle here between Fire Queso, Matt Double T Morrison, and Landshark. We have a Honda, a Lexus, and a BMW. It sounds like the beginning of a crude joke. And will Coach Jeffries increase his 14% prediction rate? I want to say that he got one right yesterday. Does that sound, am I right in saying that?
I believe he did. I think he got D1 correct.
I think so. Kudos to the man. You're bound to get one eventually.
Oh, he got D4.
You got D4,
well.
okay. Dang.
All right.
That's the 14%. No, to his credit, it was, oh, we have some side-by-side action between Fickert and Boardman. I'm going to go back. Oh, they're still side-by-side. Boardman says, I ain't going away anytime soon. They're trading places as they drive literally right next to each other. Boardman does have the inside for this next corner. Fickert making it as difficult as possible, giving each other a lot of respect here. Is he far enough ahead, though? He is. So Fickert has to tuck behind. Really nice move by Boardman to secure P9. But trust, Fickert's not going to let it go away easy. All right, gang. Show me who you want to see. Give me those channel point requests. A little bit further up, we're looking at P4. Doug Lee on the back of Russell Allen, 7/10ths back. And this is important. The pit window just opened. You have 10 minutes to decide where you're going to come out. Duran is a very, very strategic driver. Tell us, what is the most optimum strategy in a wet race for the pit window?
I think most optimum strategy in general is overcut. Unless you are absolutely hemorrhaging time behind someone. So I'm just going to stick to my guns and go with the overcut here.
I think that also helps in wet conditions. It keeps the temperature in your tires. So that's really, really good for these wet conditions. But as I say that, Michael Jeffries dives into the pits. Maybe the strategy, maybe he's got big brain. Who knows?
Well, he'll be the guinea pig. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him.
Yeah,
at the end of this 10 minutes.
Landshark also elects to dip in. The gap at the front between Kovac and Wagner is as close as we've seen it, but we're going to come back after that because I want to go back to this massive grouping. As you see, several cars splitting off here. Many cars electing to pit. You think this is a result from all the carnage earlier in the race? People getting some
That's what
damage?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Tape up that front splitter a little bit and keep plugging away, get it done early, and get that car fixed up.
One can only hope. Michael Jeffries does come out of the pits and manages to stay in front of Felipe Botella here and comes out in P22. So that's your benchmark there. You go from the top 10 to 22nd. But we're expecting to see him as he is the highest ranked driver out of the pits now. So we'll see what that benchmark looks like later. A little bit. I want to check back into this. Eric Boardman, Dustin Fickert, and Paulie Hartman. We haven't given Paulie a lot of love apart from his little moment earlier. This threesome is having a little battle here too. Patches saying that Fredrickson with a drive-through? Oh no. I see that at the very back of the grid, and he's just parked. Just parked. That's not how you serve a drive-through. Oh.
I hope he didn't make that mistake.
Oh
boy.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Fredrickson served the ultimate pit stop and quit the race. That's how that goes. Big oof there. Thanks for pointing that out, Patches. We're on board with Nate Roger here, and he is contesting with Jason Allen and John Crown right behind. These guys are very, very close together. As we see Jason Allen go into the pits.
Holy, he's flying.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
did
think
he cook it?
I know. I think he got in right before. That was about as close as it gets, though. That's the one thing he practiced this week. This pit entry.
Holy crap.
That was quick. Yeah, that was really quick. Paulie top 10. I don't think Paulie's gonna land in the top 10 because he still needs to pit, but he's doing pretty well for himself, all things considered. Nick Wagner is trying to keep Kevin Kovac at bay, but Kevin is just doing everything right. Everything right. Neither of which elect to pit. A little bit further back, Dan Cran, Kish, and Molyneux, as the servers are lagging to hell and back. Are you guys seeing this too?
Yeah, I'm watching your Tokyo Drift episode.
What am I looking at? That can't be just me. It's not just me.
I think it's just you.
It is just you.
It was all good on my end.
Big yikes. All right, Dan Cran elects to pit, gets it slowed down enough. Nice job. Oh, just stops. Oh, had to look for his pit button, I guess. And I've never seen that in my entire life. Okay.
Definitely not what you wanted to do when you're in a battle up there at the front.
Oh, no kidding.
He's gonna come out behind those guys for sure now.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough. I can't believe what I just saw. That blew my mind a little bit. So a lot of the battles have elected to pit, so we're in this juncture here where there's really not much to look at. Someone who we haven't talked about at all, Damiani, at the back of the grid, P30. What happened to Damiani? We never noticed anything, right?
I hopped on him and I saw his hood was a little scrunched up, so he definitely got caught up in something somewhere. I didn't see anything major though. It seemed like he was doing all right. Must have missed another spin, or I'm not really sure.
Interesting. Well, he's in P30, and he's fighting for his life at the back of the grid. We'll check back in. We'll see how he's doing. Matt Morrison is all over the back of Landshark here. Landshark, a good defensive driver. Let's see what Double T can muster here against him. Both drivers have pits, so this is your race here for P17. As Landshark goes a little deep, Double T able to get some time back on him. Kovac and Nick Wagner both elect to pit simultaneously, and Russell Allen.
I was just about to say that's so surprising to me that they would both come in at the same time. I guess Wagner deciding to follow Kovac in. Let's see where he's at now.
Yeah, no bueno, in my opinion. I think you go and you go one extra lap. What?
For sure. And Kovac is a whole corner ahead of Wagner now, so Wagner had a slow stop as well.
Yeah, 3 seconds split him, and now Boardman's able to split the difference. That's very bizarre. Very bizarre. Double T, keep pushing my guy. I want to stay on board because this race is super close, but I also want to check in with the leaders here. Bailey Kish now pitting. That allows Michael Jeffries by. Yeah, let's check on it. So Michael Jeffries does get by and blows the doors off of Bailey Kish. And where is... Where's Taylor Molyneux?
No,
on P2.
No.
What am I looking at? What did you show? Oh, DJ Watts. No. And Felipe Botea having a rough race. No bueno.
They were side by side forever and just lost it in the chicane. That is definitely not a spot to go side by side. Somebody's got to back out there. Unfortunately, they both end up biting the bullet there, losing time to the cars ahead.
No bueno. Well, I'm also seeing that Robbie Totti has picked up a stop go 30 for what I can only assume is speeding in the pit lane. That sucks. Taylor Molyneux is one of the last to pit. Eric Boardman also pitting. There's only a minute and a half left to go. Russell Allen still has to pit, but that does bring Kovac back to your provisional leader at the moment because Russell has yet to pit. So the difference in time between Kovac and Wagner when they entered the pits with only like a less than a second between each other is now nearly 4 seconds. That's a lot of time lost in the pits there.
We've had a driver request in the chat for Paulie Hartman from
I was getting
fan
around
favorite
it.
Durban Legacy.
I was getting around to it, Durbin. He sends the second message to remind us. Let's see, where is Paulie Hartman? He's currently in P12, totally in his own world right now, vibing. He's going to gain a position from John Crown because John is now in the pits.
Is Russell Allen going to make the pit window? I think he is.
Ooh, let's take a look. Well, Paulie's doing great, Durbin. Thanks for your concern there. So, 28 seconds.
Oh yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, there's no way, unless he has an absolute moment. It wouldn't be Planny Racing if he doesn't have a moment, though. I want you at home counting down with us. 14, 13.
13.
He has to make the line.
11, 10.
It's like New Year's all over again.
Close.
3 seconds on the clock. Oh my goodness, 3 seconds on the clock.
Take that, OG Burmese Python.
Shots fired. But that Porsche you heard go by was that of Kevin Kovac. Takes back P1. And Nick Wagner is now 4.5 seconds back. No bueno. The one we haven't checked in is Kevin Kovac's teammate. We haven't been with Al Latufo at all. Al finds himself in P20. And you know who's behind him? Jason MF Allen.
Allen.
Robbie Totti still has yet to serve the stop go 30. That needs to happen like yesterday. Oh, Jason getting the move. Able to get a little overlap, but not the time and place to do it. Oh.
Get a good exit. Get a good exit. Come on, Jason. It might happen.
This is a close grouping too. The Porsche is
dog on the straight.
You're not kidding. Here it comes.
Here comes Jason Allen.
Damiani picks up a drive-through penalty. Big yikes. Jason Allen gets the move done. That poor Porsche is so slow.
Robbie Totti and Damiani both missed the pit window. And
No.
are just coming in now.
No. They're serving penalties.
Oh.
Yes, but that does bring them from second to last and last to further last and second to last.
Okay.
Oh my.
Effectively the same.
Durban Legacy is requesting that Duran checks his DMs midstream. Whoa, my goodness. Durban's asking for us to see Taylor Molyneux also. So after we look at this grouping here, we can take a peek there. But you can see this is Alatufo, John Crown, Curtis Lee, Roger, and Flo all in the same little train here. But man, Jason Allen's already put a second on Alatufo.
Thought Austin Garner do a nice up and under on Mr. Lee in the hairpin. That was a nice move.
Very nice.
Making that Lexus do his thing.
There's an egregious amount of Mercedes in D2. That and Lexus, believe it or not, has a pretty good. Duran, whenever you're done checking your DMs from Durbin, can you count what is the most common two manufacturers in D2? I think.
Oh, that's okay.
I think it's between Mercedes and Lexus.
I only see 6 Mercs right now.
6 out of 30.
And then for Lexus, I see 5, 6. Oh.
Yeah, so there's 40% of your car makeup right there in two manufacturers.
But then there's 6 Astons.
Okay. Okay.
And I believe those are your 3 manufacturers tied.
There you go.
The top.
No love for the 720S in D2.
Kind of a dog.
We're on board with
I don't even think kind of is even accurate. I think it just is a dog.
Give us a hint,
not.
boys. Which car are you leaning towards for season 6? Believe it or not, it's only a few weeks away.
The Jag.
I'll say it's got more cylinders than yours.
You're driving the V12, bro? The
Yeah.
Aston, bro? You're a machine. Are you willing to bring back the Rex like we did for our endurance race, bro?
We're on the Rex.
The Rex would be a really,
Oh,
really bad pick. But
boy.
no, Mr. Roger.
Roger and Flo come together in the hairpin. That is a danger zone. No surprises. It's just sad to see.
Thank you, Bimbers Casas. Telling the bot to get out of here.
Oh, that's Diego.
Yeah, fuck out of here, bot. Yes, my sentiment's the same. If there's any moderators in chat, you can get rid of that. I'm not paying any mind to it at this point. But hey, they offer great services.
I think we should make Durbin Legacy our moderator.
There'd be so many banned people in the first day. He'd be going through with a machete, just chopping everyone at the knees. Not to say that's a bad thing, but it's definitely
sometimes
it's definitely something.
Sometimes we well, no comment.
He's gonna be sending you a lot of DMs now, you poor guy. You've done this to yourself.
He already is.
Yep. So let's talk about the battles on track now. Everyone is super spread out. The rain has definitely beat everyone in the submission. Taylor Molyneux is contesting with Eric Boardman. They've been battling almost the entire race. And then you have Landshark with Double T and Johnson in P14. And then you have a battle between Curtis Lee and John Crown. Everyone else, totally non-existent. As Landshark has a moment, no! What am I about to look at? Please, if it's Carnage, please take yourself out. Don't have someone take you out. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's still a big moment, but it was just an isolated issue. Takes too much speed and then hydroplanes into the wall. That's tough. Only loses a couple positions, but yeah, that damage is going to be felt for the rest of the remainder of this race.
That's like exactly what I did last night. Thankfully, I didn't hit the wall, but I feel for him. The rear end there just lifts up and see you later.
Yeah. Eric Boardman is still hawking down Taylor Molyneux. My prediction from earlier has come to fruition, though. Michael Jeffries is in front of Kish and Molyneux at the moment. So let's see how that manifests the rest of the race. But Boardman wants by Molyneux real bad.
Maybe we should throw that up as a poll.
Does Boardman get past Molyneux?
Yeah. I think so. Only to lose. Goes deep. Goes very, very deep into the hairpin. That kind of murders his chances for taking him on the
For at least a little
on the
while.
front straight. Yeah, for a little bit, but he will come back, I'm sure.
No doubt. We're on board with Paul Hartman. Paul has caught back up to Dustin Fickert and finds himself only a few tenths behind and looking to make a move.
Ooh, gets a little loose there.
The LOL on the back of Fickert's wing is so cringe, but I love it. I love the sound of Lexus. Like, low-key, I might... I can't drive the Lexus next season, can I?
You can. We all can. Let's drive it.
The lovers of
Hint,
Lexus. Conglomerate. Hint, hint, he says.
Well, you asked earlier what we were
Yeah.
driving.
Austin Gardner does get past Landshark. Landshark is just falling back because of that damage. Hopefully he doesn't lose any more positions because he's had a really great result so far. Boardman has caught back up to Molyneux and has a little bit of overlap. Oh, does back out though. I thought he was going to do the Senderino. Burmese Python. Doug can drive the Lexus in D6. Who are you, Burmese Python? Show yourself! Who are you? You're showing some love earlier and now this. I thought we had something special. Your arch nemesis. I don't. Do I have an arch nemesis?
Not yet.
I guess I do. Number one. Oh, Nick San? No, he says number 105. I'm like, that's Nick San. I knew it. Nick San and Diego Sermiscasas in chat, both hyping each other up. Both said no to joining the Badmans at the beginning of the season. I still have a bone to pick with them about that. Unbelievable. Oh, come on.
Collapse
Nice
before
move,
Boardman goes for the send.
Boardman has been really patient. I've been really proud of the guy.
Patience is great, but at some point you gotta just send it.
You just gotta send it.
I learned my lesson last night. Patience did not pay off. You gotta just one time just stick it in there, you know?
Oh my. At least ask for consent first.
Oh, this whole race he's been asking, and no signs of consent given at all.
I think that Boardman has a better Sector 3 and is going to be passed on this lap if he plays his cards right. He's 3/10 back. This is as close as he's been the entire time. Dom, wait a minute. Dom, did you request Durban Legacy with a driver request? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah,
right
you
now?
just seeing that now?
I got confused, bro. Oh, wait, Vay. I need to separate you two. Oh.
Possible.
Well, Boardman's got some overlap.
Here we
Be
go.
patient. Be patient. Prioritize the exit here of the last turn.
I think he's got him.
Oh, it
There's
looks like
no
he's got
way.
him.
There's no way he doesn't have him here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no way.
C'est la vie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he wasn't. No.
No,
he
he's
pulled
got.
out.
No, he's got it. He's got it.
He's got it. He's got it.
I think he
Wait,
pulled
no
out too
way!
soon. Yeah, he pulled out too soon.
How?
Oh, but Molyneux cooks it.
Here we go.
He cooks it. Oh boy.
But he's coming back.
Gains and
And
lasting
resume.
advantage. Toto, no! This is not fair!
Stewards might have to investigate that one.
I mean, the game is going to steward that. He should have a fat track cut for that one.
You can tell, though, he's definitely feeling the pressure.
Yeah. Someone already quoted. Can someone clip Duran yelling he pulled out too soon? Someone clip that.
I already know
got
Fazley got it.
Yeah, Fazley's going to add it to his soundboard. The SRA soundboard is loud and full of gems. No, Michael, no. Welcome to chat, Leoki. First time chat, love to see it. And the follow, thanks for that. Well, glad you're liking the content. Now, boys, Taylor Molyneux has been battling at keeping Boardman behind. But you know who that's invited back into the race? Dan
Mr.
Cran.
Dan Cran.
He's right there. Sub-second, right behind. Do you think Boardman goes for it again, the old Senderino?
I think he does. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's looking hungry. Just got to work on that pull-out game.
Yikes. Well, let's see how she do.
Oh, this is nice. This is comfortable right here. This is nice. No! No!
No!
I'm telling you, Molyneux always does the setup with a low wing, so he has high speed in the straights. That's always his go-to.
That's his MO.
Yeah, so I'm not surprised to see that the AMR can't keep up.
Oh, Crown just losing the rear end. What just happened? Oh, I think he came off the brakes a little too heavy there and just see ya.
It's happening this lap.
I think the only way that Boardman can do this is if, like you said, he pulls out at the last second and then just like bombs. Or Taylor makes a mistake because of the immense amount of pressure he's being put under right now. If he gets on the power a little bit too soon, dangerous. And those side by side. And you see there, you have a back marker of one of the Apex Hunters. If they play their cards right, it could really mix things up.
Taylor Molyneux doing a great job on defense.
No kidding.
Yeah, he is.
Just utter perfection to this point. And yes, Fazley, this is exactly what Evan in your battle looked like yesterday. It was just him plastered all over the back of him. He was looking at that exact face, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's happening.
This is the one.
Do not pull out. Do not pull out. No, he pulled out.
As soon as he starts losing ground, the second he does so. He tucks back in again because Taylor cuts him off. Rinse and repeat.
I can't bear to watch.
Oh.
Little switchback.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but it's tough, man.
Can't go around the outside there.
No, but you could try and do like an alternative line to get some extra momentum, but this is tough. Wonder, rooting for teammate Molyneux there. Doing a good job. We're hanging out in here. Michi. Evan, go on board with Michi. Michi parked on the side of the track.
I caught that in the helicam
I
here.
saw
I'm not sure
that.
if there was contact or if he just lost the car. Yep, just curb hugged him in. Unfortunate there for Michi. He was in a nice little battle there with those guys.
7 more minutes of this. Can Taylor Molyneux contest with this for any longer?
Molyneux seems unfazed. Oh, allowing the inside though. Here we go.
Has
He still gets it.
much more momentum on the outside, but there's
Wait,
still overlap.
Still there.
No, but the outside here is
Oh!
terrible. The outside is terrible here. Yep.
Yeah, but Molyneux almost slid out, and that's going to definitely rattle him for this section. Boardman's all over the back of him. Oh, baby. Oh, at the inside.
No.
Oh! Oh, come on, come on.
Oh my God, they stick it.
You don't go side by side through there. Boardman has to tap the brakes for a second. And here we are, round 4. Let's go.
No. Not on this one. He's not close enough.
No, but Dan Cran's right there. Give him the old bump draft.
All right, new prediction. Dan Cran takes the position from both.
No, new prediction, and I don't want to say it, but Dan Cran gets close enough. Applies too much pressure to Boardman. Boardman takes out Molyneux. And Dan Cran drives off in the sunset. Unless Dan Cran punts the AMR, in which all 3 die. I don't want it to happen. Further back, it looks like you're on board already. Jason Allen about to get the move done on Michi on the straight, it looks like.
Yep. He's right on his bumper, pulls to the outside. Can he hug it? Sort of. Now has the inside on, but he backs out.
Playing the long game.
I think someone in chat mentioned a Paulie Hartman top 10 earlier.
Paulie Hartman.
We said it wasn't looking like it, but now, I don't know.
A second back from P10. So that's, you're right, that is a really good result so far, but still a lot of work to be done with only 5 minutes left in the race. And Boardman up the inside again. Oh, they come together. Boardman definitely with the little door bang there, a little argy-bargy as Andrew Anderson would say, and gets the move done after what felt like an eternity. But, boys, we've already known that the Audi has the legs on the straight. Can Boardman keep it at bay? I think he's hard-pressed to do so, because Molyneux is right there.
He is. Roles reversed. Let's see if Molyneux has the drafting skills here. Not super close on this lap.
Yeah, he's about half a second off.
Yeah, it's too far behind unless he does something miraculous. As you see further back, Dustin Fickert all over the back of Dan Cran. These drivers are side by side. Dan Cran, so Dustin Fickert sticks it on the outside. Dan Cran loses the position and now has to contest with Paulie Hartman, previously mentioned. Paulie's going to hold the position too, as long as he can get the traction down on the wetter part of the track. Dan Cran manages to hold some momentum, but Paulie does get the move done. Dan Cran loses 2 positions in 2 corners. You hate to see it. And that brings Paulie into the top 10. Nicely done. Duran, can you give us, our audience, a rundown of the top 10 now that we haven't been giving them a lot of love? That's because they're all so spread out.
Yes, sir. Going down the line, starting from P1. Kevin Kovac, who's comfortably ahead of Nick Wagner in P2, who is comfortably ahead of Doug Lee in P3. Then we have Russell Allen, P4, followed by Michael Jeffries, P5, Bailey Kish, P6, Eric Boardman, P7, Taylor Molyneux, P8, Dustin Fickert, P9, and Paulie Hartman, P10. He got that position from Dan Cran.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, we want OG Burmese Python.
Biggest and winners and losers.
Mr. Nick Sand wants biggest winners and losers. Let's give the man what he wants.
Well, before Duran pulls that data up, I can tell you that the biggest losers are not well represented because they already quit. There's already a handful of people that quit the race entirely.
That is true.
Yeah. And now Boardman has put a second on Taylor Molyneux. So this battle has subsided, but one is forming behind that of Turner Johnson in P12 with Austin Gardner 2/10 behind. Austin Gardner does have the muscle. Can he get the move done? This is going to be tight. He's got overlap. Oh, Jason Allen picks up a drive-through penalty this late in the race.
Oh no.
Oh no, he was doing an awesome job fighting back through the pack and then just dumpsters his race for the what feels like the 4th time. All right, Duran, who are the biggest winners and losers?
We are looking at, I'll start with biggest winners. Doug Lee with 10 positions gained. Michael Jeffries with 13 positions gained, and those guys are up in P3 and P5 now, respectively. Dustin Ficker then with 11 positions gained in P9. And I believe those are our biggest winners. Honorable mention, Maddie Double T Morrison and Curtis Lee. As for our biggest losers, I'm just gonna start at the bottom here. Robbie Toddy with a drop in 13 positions. He's now in last place. And then really the only other extreme one is Nick Roger in P25, who's lost 10 positions. But other than that, there's nobody who's lost nearly that many.
Yeah, tough showing there. Jason Allen is going to be battling with Landshark despite having a penalty looming over his head. Maybe he's saying, I don't need a pit. I have only a minute and 16 seconds left. But now, as Fazley mentioned, John Crown is in the mix here. John Crown was caught up in some early incidents, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me. But Jason Allen is just being an absolute nuisance despite having this penalty.
Is he going to go in this lap? Probably not.
He is.
Oh, he does. He does.
I think beta move. I think it'd have been smarter to stay out, and you only collect the penalty in time at the end, right? That's what I would have done if you had the laps for it.
How much time gets added on for a drive-through at the end of the race?
I think it's actually 180 seconds. Right?
I think it's 180 seconds. No, that doesn't sound right. I think it's something less.
Or is it 120? I think Nick said it's 120.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You heard it here. Kovac has started the final lap with only 15 seconds remaining. Comfortable lead. 5-second gap to P2. As long as back markers don't end his night poorly, he should be A-okay. Further back, there are some battles still brewing. John Crown still attacking Landshark. Landshark is nursing some damage, so that battle's going to be spicy. And then we have Dustin Fickert attacking Taylor Molyneux. Dustin Fickert's, we saw him collect some damage. You can see his hood's a-bouncing. But Taylor Molyneux rattled from that battle with Boardman. He's probably mentally exhausted. And now Dustin Fickert is putting an immense amount of pressure on him. And this is what I think is one of the best race results for Dustin Fickert that I've seen. So good on the man. Oh, yeah, Molyneux is slow through this first sector. Dan Cran pits? Oh, no. Did you not have enough fuel to finish the race?
No way.
Get on board with that. Get on board with that, Evan.
Tonight's biggest loser has now changed.
Yep, he is stopped in the box.
If he's only stopped for a few seconds, that's why you know it's fuel related. Yep.
That is so unfortunate.
Oh, man, he messed up his maths. Oh, and Kevin Kovac so fast finishes the race, comes across the line P1. Nick Wagner P2, good job there. Doug Lee coming around through sector 3, that rhymes, and finishing P3. Awesome performance there. Russell Allen is going to hold P4. Michael Jeffries, awesome result in P5. Evan, write these down. Your gold split winners are Kovac, Wagner, and Russell Allen. Silver split, Doug Lee, and if nothing changes, Fickert and Polyak. Nice job. But I'm going to go back to the battle here with Fickert. He's attacking Molyneux some more, and he still has Paulie Hartman on his back. That is an important battle for P9 here. They're all going to be crossing the line very close to each other. Good result for each of these drivers. Molyneux put an absolute clinic together for most of the race. Not able to hold Boardman up the entire time, but an awesome result. He definitely helped his teammate Bailey Kish out by keeping Boardman at bay for longer. We asked to get some love for BMW 330. Do we have a 330? Yeah, we're on with Michi. Michi's going through Sector 3 here. Michi had a tough race. Collected some damage throughout the race, but able to drive back through the field and honestly get a respectable result for what felt like a really tough race for them. And finishes on my screen 17, but I think some people have left already, so that's not the true result. I think it was more 18. But nice job to everybody involved. Another driver that had a rough night, Dan Cran, rolling on through. Despite the pit stop, still finishes 19th. Nice job. And that is your race result, ladies and gentlemen. Nicely done to the boys and girls. What are you guys' thoughts overall on the race?
The dumpster was on fire there for about 10-15 minutes, but it shaped up after that. Pretty good racing.
The dumpster. It was a flaming pile of crap at one point, but honestly, I'm happy with how everyone turned out.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
some good battles in there.
So let's get some interviews going, shall we, boys?
Hey,
See if I
firm.
can find our winners here. Can pull in the big man Kovac. He is in with us. Mr. Kevin, congratulations. He won.
Thank you, thank you.
So admittedly, there was so much carnage going on behind you that we didn't even see the move that you got done to pass Nick Wagner. Can you explain to us what happened?
Oh yeah, I mean it wasn't maybe as glorious as it could have been, so you didn't really miss much. He just went a little deep into the hairpin, and yeah, that was about it. So then he was kind of on my ass for quite a while, making me sweat. But yeah,
Overall,
nothing too special.
we didn't see you really put a foot wrong all race, so I think that you could be pretty happy with that result.
I'm more than happy.
Don't sound so enthused. Kevin, give me some oomph.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you want from me.
Like a
I'm
bah, bah,
just
bah,
going.
bah, or something, you know? There you go. That's more like it. Cool, man. Well, good result. And are we going to get a repeat next week? Yeah? Are you the new
Oh,
king
I
of
doubt
D2?
it, but I hope so.
I think
Sure, yeah,
so.
let's go with that.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Cool, brother. Well, kudos, and we'll see you again next time.
Adios.
All right. We got Nick Wagner in the booth. Let's bring him up. Nick Wagner, congrats on a good result tonight. Really stellar performance, consistency throughout the whole night. How was it from your perspective?
It was great. That T1 kind of put me in a good spot. I took the lead there, but after that, I knew Kovac was a lot faster than me. I was just trying not to make a mistake to keep him behind me, but I ended up making a mistake and he got by. So other than that, it was nice, clean air the whole race, just cruising along.
You had, honestly, just you put one foot wrong the whole race in a wet race. That's really not a bad situation. Were you expecting the conditions to be better or worse than you were driving in tonight?
I did kind of watch the D3 race last night and I saw that there was a dry lineup for him. So I figured it was going to dry up a little bit, not as much as it did though. But I set up my car for a little bit drier than I was expecting just in case it did,
Hmm.
and it kind of helped me out a bit there.
Good, good. So you heard it here first, folks. If you watch other SRA content, you get the scoop on how to race better. There you go. You heard it
That's
here.
right.
Cool, man. Well, great job tonight, and love to see you guys back after a 2-week hiatus. Looking forward to seeing you again next week.
Awesome. Yeah, happy new year to you all and thank you again for what you do.
You got it, brother. Have a good night.
You too.
Gents, who else we talking to?
Um,
I saw Russell
Evan,
Allen was in there, but he dipped out of the cooldown room. So
he doesn't want to. He doesn't want
talk to
to
us.
talk to us. Let me try one more time. Yeah, look. If he leaves the cooldown room real quick, he doesn't want to talk to us. All right, give him the benefit of the doubt. Here we go. Russell Allen, do you have the time in your hectic life to talk to 3 humble commentators?
Oh, I could make the time for you guys.
Oh, you're too sweet. How do you think tonight went?
It was very, very shaky at the start for me in particular. Plan E, we were playing bumper cars with one another throughout the race, so that was interesting.
Yeah, Plan
But
E went to Plan F real quick.
yeah, it was like Plan Z almost. Yeah, Jason and I, we traded paint twice. I know he traded paint with Diego once. And I think both of them had other little incidences too with other vehicles. So it was it was kind of a crap show, as they say, on G-rated TV.
I was gonna say they say something different, but I'm picking up what you're putting down. Cool, but really great
Yeah,
result
but
for you
overall,
though.
yeah, I was gonna say overall, I'm super happy with where I ended up, especially as shaky as I was. I just couldn't get into a rhythm for the first 5 or 6 laps. I just kept missing break points. It was a little wetter than I think I was expecting. Quali was relatively dry comparatively to the race, and so I was missing my break points and just goofing up all over the place for the first 5 or 6 laps. But it finally settled in, and yeah, I mean, given my pace, P4 was probably the best I could hope for. So I was happy with it overall for
No,
sure.
really stellar performance, absolutely. Cool, man. Well, congrats on another good result, and we look forward to seeing more of you next week.
Heck yeah! Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, brother.
Cheers.
From one Doug to another, Doug Lee, good result tonight.
Thank you very much. I was provided a lot of help from the badminton conglomerate.
My man. Oh,
Watch
tell
my
me
scorecard.
more. Tell me more.
I was just getting support left and right. All the practice sessions we did, all the coaching over the New Year's. All 5 minutes of it. Thank you, Douglas.
It's the little things, they really add up to a really wholesome competitive environment in the badminton community. As you can see what happens with Plan E racing, they just fall apart on race day. Badminton stick together, and it results in a lot of points. So kudos to you. And all jokes aside, honestly, you were racing pretty well tonight. There were some moments where I think you were trading paint with some people, but otherwise, you still brought the car home in a good result.
Yeah, there was some hard racing. I think everything was fair. Maybe some things were a little aggressive, but after the first 10 minutes or so, everyone kind of just got into the groove of just basically hot lapping. I think there's a lot of battles elsewhere, but I didn't see it. All I saw was Plan E killing themselves.
It was interesting to watch. They're not going to be happy in the post-race review that Duran's going to have. He's just going to, like Nick Saban, just light him up, just yelling at him in the locker room.
Sponsorship money for that one too.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I can't wait to revoke all those partnership deals and then take all of that revenue for ourselves. But
oh yeah, for sure.
well, Doug, thanks for the non-paid shout out. Okay, I'll owe you later. And I really appreciate the good racing tonight, brother.
Alrighty, thanks guys.
Take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
What a guy. What a guy. Only the most wholesome drivers belong to the badminton conglomerate. All right. Is there anyone else that you guys want to talk to, or is that it for the evening?
I think that's the squad.
I see a name I want to bring up, and he's gonna be so upset.
Oh no.
I have to do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Jason Allen. Can we talk about the absolute shit show that was Plan E racing tonight?
About water. Water can be wet sometimes. Just in case everyone didn't know already. Just tell your kids.
Jason, I've been told that it's a cardinal sin in racing to take out your teammate, and you guys did it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. So lap one, fine. My fault. I did not have a right side brake marker, which is a lesson I hope we can all learn is to get brake markers on both sides. I couldn't see the left brake marker, so I chose to follow the leader, Kevin Kovac, who is a very good driver. I followed his same exact line, and we both went too deep. And he did not have a Russell Allen to hit on the inside, so that was my fault. I take that one. The other one, it's wet. My teammate locked up into the back of me. It happens. It's all good.
That would never
There,
happen in the Badman's conglomerate.
there are brighter days ahead, Doug, and you won't be a part of them. Just so you know.
You're right. I'll be watching in the booth, going, "Oof."
Maybe.
All jokes aside, you collected a drive-through penalty right at the end. Was that the final gut punch?
No, I definitely deserve that drive-through. So I earned
Oh.
that one, and I will take it and learn from it. But yeah, it was not a great race. I really only lost like 4 places from it, and after losing however many, 30 after the first couple laps, it was fine with me. So it's all good. Just gotta move on to the next one here.
What a humble guy. I
Not
guess
every race can be a banger, Doug. You gotta, you on an album, you gotta have a little mellow tracks, some downers, so you can get the uppers. Rihanna was not on my side in the formation lap. Clearly, we're gonna change gears for the next race. I think for that.
I respect that. Unless you're Kanye West and every song's a banger. But on that
Okay.
note, on that note, Jason, we're gonna send you off. Please don't crash into teammates on your way out.
Thank you, Doug.
Bye.
Happy New.
Wow.
He's gonna say Happy New Year as I sent him
The
away.
disrespect.
He's gonna be so upset in the Twitch chat. I can sense it. I can feel his fingers going crazy right now. But all right, boys. Any parting words before we turn this broadcast off? Yeah, there he is. I'm so irritated. Yes. Evan, parting words.
Great race. Good to be back. I hope we clean things up here for the 2 closing weeks of the season. Not that there was anything terrible between drivers. Like I said earlier, I think a lot of it was self-inflicted. I think maybe a lot of guys took some time off for the holidays, which is very understandable. But yeah, hopefully these guys practice up and we'll have a good finish to the season here.
Dom.
We'll be back in full force at Laguna.
The Ferrari's
That's all
strong
I'm
at
gonna
Laguna,
say.
I think. Yeah.
No, I think it's actually one of the worst cars, but that's okay. That's okay.
Is it really?
I think across the board, I think everybody's gonna come back, and we're gonna see a lot more activity this week. It's not a bad way to start the new year. Racing here.
Lots to look forward to here at SRA. If you are still listening, thank you for coming by. Thanks to our sponsors, Track Racer, Retro Saga, Documise, Armamentario, and all of the Patreon and Discord supporters. You've seen their names scrolling across the top all evening. And I want to bring some light to the Transatlantic Cup that's happening this Saturday. We are partnering with the premier European ACC League, ONID, and we're going to be doing a SRA versus ONID race Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's basically like a little exhibition race, if you will, where we're just having a good time. Come out, and we're having 20 representatives from each league. Should be a good time. Myself and Evan will be commentating, and we might even have some guests from ONID crew stop in and do some commentating also. So it should be a good time. I would love your support for that, because partnering with other leagues is a huge way to further diversify our league and strengthen sim racing in general across the globe. So love all you guys. Thanks for coming out and showing your love and support, and we will catch you again next week. Thanks, everybody.
Ding by the dun, ding by the dun, ding by the dun, ding by the with paper